Hello, welcome to Imperial Truth, your source for honest and clear reporting. Here is the news for March 18, 2025.
Harvard University has announced that, starting in the 2025-2026 academic year, undergraduate tuition will be free for students from families earning up to $200,000 annually. This initiative aims to make the Ivy League institution more accessible to middle-income families. Additionally, for families earning under $100,000, Harvard will cover all expenses, including tuition, fees, food, housing, health insurance, and travel. This move aligns Harvard with other elite universities, striving to reduce financial barriers for students. The policy is expected to benefit a significant portion of the student body, potentially increasing diversity on campus. Harvard's substantial endowment, exceeding $50 billion, enables the university to implement such expansive financial aid programs.
A new strain of avian influenza has been detected in poultry flocks across 7 U.S. states, leading to heightened concerns among health authorities. Since its emergence in early 2022, the virus has resulted in the loss of approximately 157.7 million birds nationwide. The outbreak has also affected domestic cats, with cases reported in multiple states linked to contaminated raw pet food. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention continues to assess the risk to the general public as low but is closely monitoring the situation. There have been nearly 70 human cases, primarily among dairy and poultry workers, including one fatality. Health officials advise poultry owners to implement stringent biosecurity measures and recommend pet owners avoid feeding raw food to their animals to mitigate the risk of transmission.
On March 17, 2025, Israel initiated extensive airstrikes across Gaza, effectively ending a fragile 2-month ceasefire with Hamas. The Israeli military targeted multiple locations, including Khan Yunis, Rafah, and Gaza City, resulting in significant casualties and infrastructural damage. According to Gaza's health ministry, the strikes have led to at least 404 deaths and 562 injuries. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu justified the escalation due to Hamas's refusal to release remaining Israeli hostages and ongoing stalled negotiations. In a national address, Netanyahu stated that the offensive was only the beginning and vowed to continue operations until all objectives are achieved.
Russian President Putin has agreed to a limited ceasefire, halting attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure, following a phone call with President Trump. However, Putin did not commit to a full 30-day truce. Ukrainian President Zelensky supported the U.S.'s limited ceasefire proposal, marking the first partial ceasefire since Russia's full invasion in 2022. The agreement includes the exchange of prisoners of war between Russia and Ukraine. Trump described the call as productive, with discussions on achieving a complete ceasefire and peace. However, Putin set several conditions for peace, including stopping Western military aid to Ukraine and halting Ukraine's recruitment of new soldiers.
Chief Justice John Roberts has criticized President Trump's calls to impeach federal judges. Roberts emphasized the importance of judicial independence and the separation of powers. He stated that disagreements with court decisions do not constitute valid grounds for impeachment. This response comes amid heightened tensions between the judiciary and political figures. Legal experts support Roberts' stance, highlighting the need to uphold the integrity of the judicial system. The debate underscores ongoing discussions about the balance of power in government.
Several federal agencies have announced that probationary employees laid off last month will be rehired on administrative leave. The workers will be placed on leave pending further review. The decision aims to address procedural concerns raised during the initial layoffs. Affected employees will retain their benefits during this period. Unions representing federal workers are advocating for a swift resolution to ensure job security.
NASA's Boeing Starliner spacecraft has successfully returned to Earth, bringing home 2 astronauts who were previously reported as trapped due to technical issues. The spacecraft landed safely at the designated site, and both crew members are reported to be in good health. This mission marks a significant milestone in NASA's collaboration with private aerospace companies to ensure reliable transportation to and from the International Space Station. The astronauts faced unexpected challenges during their mission, including a delay caused by a docking malfunction. NASA and Boeing teams worked diligently to resolve the issues, ensuring the crew's safe return.
Texas authorities have arrested Maria Rojas, a midwife, and her associate for allegedly performing illegal abortions and practicing medicine without a license. These arrests mark the first criminal charges under Texas' near-total abortion ban, which classifies performing an abortion as a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 20 years in prison. Rojas and Ley were operating clinics primarily serving low-income, Spanish-speaking communities. Attorney General Ken Paxton's office led the investigation, emphasizing the state's commitment to enforcing its abortion laws. Practicing medicine without a license carries an additional potential sentence of up to 10 years. Advocacy groups express concern that such enforcement actions disproportionately affect marginalized communities.
Colombian President Gustavo Petro has announced plans to hold a national referendum on his proposed reforms stalled by conservatives. This decision comes after facing conservative opposition in Congress, where 2 reform bills were rejected twice. The proposals aimed at reducing inequality by overhauling the health system to limit the power of insurers and expanding access to health care, while seeking to improve worker conditions and expand protections. During a rally organized by trade unions, Petro urged his supporters to back the referendum, emphasizing the need for public approval to advance these reforms. The referendum requires the participation of at least 1/3 of registered voters to be valid. This move underscores the challenges Petro faces in implementing his populist agenda with a conservative Congress.
A leaked internal memo from the Social Security Administration indicates plans to implement ID requirements that could significantly affect the benefits application process. The memo proposes requiring individuals applying for benefits over the phone to verify their identities online. Those unable to do so would need to visit a field office in person, potentially overwhelming local offices and creating barriers for applicants without reliable internet access. These proposed changes come amid staffing reductions within the SSA, which have already strained the agency's capacity to serve the public. Critics argue that implementing such measures could further hinder access to essential services for vulnerable populations. The SSA has not confirmed whether these proposals will be adopted, leaving uncertainty about the future of Social Security services.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. You can also follow us on our other socials, links in the description box below. Thank you again.